Welcome everyone for today's video from Uzbekistan Chess Masters 2025. We have Nepo against Sindarov, round 1. Nepo start with e4. Responded by Sindarov by e5. Knight f3 by Nepo. Knight c6 by Sindarov. Bishop c4, and we have now Italian game. Knight f6 by Sindarov, 2 knights defense, and we have now d3. h6, castled by Nepo. Bishop c5, c3, d6 by Sindarov, rook e1, supported his pawn on e4, ready to play d4, and we have castled by Sindarov. h3 by Nepo. Not allowed that bishop to pin the knight on f3. a5, knight b d2, bishop b6, and we have a4. Bishop e6, b3 by Nepo, supported his bishop, and we have now d5 by Sindarov, breaking the center. Bishop b5, and we have knight e7, pawn takes on d5, knight take back d5. queen c2 by Nepo. And we have knight g6, d4, good move by Nepo. Knight d f4, pawn takes pawn on e5, and we have knight h4. Bishop f1, good move, protecting his pawn on g2. And we have now bishop d5 by Sindarov. Want to take knight on f3 and destroy the structure of the pawn on king side. Now brilliant move by Nepo. Rook e4. Sacrifice the exchange. Bishop takes rook, and we have queen take bishop on e4. Knight h to g6. And we have bishop c4. c6. Now the best move for Nepo to play bishop on a3, then queen f5. He play instead h4, want to kick that knight. We have queen d7 by Sindarov, and we have g3 blunder by Nepo. Now Sindarov can check from h3, and he can take the pawn on f2. But he didn't find, he played knight on d5. Want to cover this diagonal because white always threaten to take the knight on g6 because the pawn on f7 is pinned. Now bishop a3. So rook e8 by Sindarov. We have bishop to d6, but now the position is better for the black. Good move by Sindarov, queen to h3. We have knight f1 by Nepo. And now take c3. Good tactic. If he take with the queen, then he can check, and after that he will win the queen. Now Nepo brought his queen to d3, and Sindarov bring his knight back to e5, and Nepo took with the bishop. Sindarov take with the pawn again. And Nepo take the pawn with the queen. Queen d7. Knight f d2 by Nepo. And we have queen back to g4. Knight e4. We cannot take this knight on f3 because knight f6 check and winning the queen. So he played knight f4. Nepo take the pawn on b7. We have knight h3 check. The best move for Sindarov to play the rook to c8 instead, and then bring the rook to c2 to make attack on f2. So king came to g2. Again knight to f4 check. King to g1. Now rook a c8, brilliant move. He left his bishop but cannot take because he will lose the knight on f3. Now the knight came to h2. So all the pieces now hanging. He attacking the queen, the knight on f4, and the bishop. Sacrifice the bishop on f3 check. He cannot take, then checkmate from queen e2 and queen g2. Checkmate. King to h1, and Sindarov bring the queen to e2, and Nepo took the bishop in f2. Sindarov take the knight with the queen, and now the rook ready to come to c2. So rook came to f1, queen e2, Nepo bring his queen to f3 to exchange the queen. So we have rook c2, and now totally winning. The position is totally winning. Exchange, we have exchanged the queens. Queens take queens and knight take queen. We have king to g2. Rook e c8. We have d4 by Nepo. A take b4 and bishop take b4. So knight f4 double check, and Nepo resigned. Good game by Sindarov on the first round. Thank you for watching. Don't forget like, share, subscribe. See you on the next video. Goodbye.